coming back to you today. Even though we're supposed to be having this on Mondays, but our host could only make it today. Maybe he's going to shift it to Wednesdays. But as things are, this is my charge to Nigeria and my Nigeria mindset that we do with Israel Good News Balogun. So today we are back with Israel Good News Balogun, and he has a very interesting topic today, and he's the one going to be leading us into this conversation today. And today's topic is called by him, "This pastor in Ukraine is just a dreamer." And I'm sure he's speaking on behalf of the Nigerian populace. And this is exactly the thought of so many people in the country. I don't doubt it. I'm very certain that many people in our country, and not just in Nigeria itself, but even people who live overseas, are thinking exactly these same words in regards to myself. So I will just allow Mr. Good News Balogun himself to speak and present the topic. Hello, Israel Good News Balogun. How are you doing today?
Good evening, DSA. I'm so glad. I'm so happy. And I thank you for the opportunity again to challenge you to come and say anything I like about you or doubt you if I need to, or even try to unveil your intent or your reason for saying that I want to change Nigeria without any hidden agenda. So I thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity you are giving me. And also uh, to my audience and to the people who are watching us online right now, I welcome everyone to this program. Today, I am going to be talking about um, this pastor that keep on saying, I know how and I know what to do to change Nigeria. I think this pastor is living the dream world. And I'm going to show him why I think he's living the dream world. And then don't forget everyone listening that I am in Nigeria. I think, and I'm thinking right now as a Nigeria. And then I'm representing the mind of the largest number of people, let me say the highest number of people who have come in contact with DSA, and then the way they think and the way they are reasoning is what is formulating my thought this evening. And I'm going to put myself in their shoe and reason like them. And so DSA will do me a favor, do us as a Nigerian a favor. I know he has stopped talking about it. I know he has come to a point where he say, believe whatever you like to believe. Say whatever you like to say. I won't defend myself anymore. I will not say anything anymore. I will only come and tell you. But to keep faith alive, to keep hope alive, to keep on believing, and I mean, I wouldn't mind if you can, because I know DSM may decide to follow this and say, okay, if you say I will not do it, no problem. I agree, I accept. So today I'm preparing the ground ahead that I love, and I'm begging that DSA will not do that for me today. So basically that's what formulates this topic. This topic was brought out of the reason that Nigerians still does not believe that this particular man is no longer dreaming. I heard him saying that the word that say can be done, or it's no longer what matters to him, but will be done, because he already have everything and he knows this will be done. So Nigeria is no longer, Nigeria has not come to believe that this man mean or he can do what he claimed to do. Nigerians still stand and believe that this man is only either dreaming, or he need to tell people what pleases them, what they want to hear. Hope they are looking up for things they are expecting to happen in their country, so that they will come on his platform. He will have traffic, since he does not have a pulpit to preach anymore, since he doesn't have any job, he only wake up when there's nothing to do. He thought of, let me go and be teaching, talking online, and people will come and hear me. And when they hear me, I will put my book outside there. They will see my book, they will buy it, I will make money, and then one day they will hear that my Facebook and my YouTube page has crashed, and everybody go on his own way. Look at this dreamer, only dreaming and keep on selling his dream to people to think that he has anything to offer them. And so I reasoned with them and I said, okay, if he's a dreamer, let me help you ask him. Let me call the spade a spade. Let me help you to go and tell him that, Pastor, you claim you are a dreamer. And if that will help us, if that will be an opportunity for us to come to realize and understand and give them more clarity to what God is planning and what is going to be done, maybe this program will help somebody. I don't know. And I really, really beg DSA, please, DSA, don't give up on us. Because I have noticed the trend. You have come to a point where you say, well, I don't really think it's worth my time explaining again and again to anybody. I have watched the trend. You have come to a place to say, okay, you say I'm a dreamer. I agree. No problem. I'm a dreamer. I am not ready or interested in or defending myself. I hope I'm audible enough, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So I hope I'm begging the DSA that this evening program, you will not say, Israel, you have said it. You are right, Israel. You are really right. No, I really want you to please help me and help my brothers, help my people, help us. Maybe the more you explain things to them, the more somebody will come to the town, the more somebody will come to the understanding, the more clarity will become to somebody, the more somebody will say, when this is going to happen. That is exactly why this topic is formulated. But before I go further, I would love to hear from Jesse, because I have 7 or 8 questions to ask Jesse today, and why Nigeria think you are dreaming, sir.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. My response and my answer is exactly what you guessed. And you guessed right, that I don't need to prove anything. I've said enough. And people are already becoming nauseating towards me. And it's already nauseating them that they don't want to listen anymore to any of my arguments or any of my proofs that Nigeria could be fixed or Nigeria could be replaced. So many people already say, if you say you can do anything, come and do it. And I agree with them. If I can do anything, let them wait and let's see us doing it. So I think that is the best proof. The pudding is in the eating. So let God give us the opportunity, and myself the opportunity also to be able to come down to Nigeria. And when I come to Nigeria, then they have the right to demand that let him come and do what he says he can do. But for those people who are saying, why are you not coming? You say you will be able to do this and that, why are you not coming? Because I want to tell them that it's not that I don't want to come, and that's why I'm saying I'm coming, because I want to come. But if I'm not coming now, it means that there are circumstances that are beyond my control that are not allowing me to come. I am still fighting lawsuits in Ukraine, and I want to finish those lawsuits. I want the lawsuits to be totally closed. It started closing, but it's not close to the end yet. I want to clear my name, leave a good memory here before I leave. I want to be able to, good name is better than gold. So I want to, clear my name before I go. So that is why I cannot come to Nigeria right now. It's not that I don't want to come, because otherwise I would not say I want to come. Before now, I was not saying I was going to come. Before 3 years ago, 4 years ago, before 2015, I was not saying I was coming. because I was not interested in coming, and I didn't talk about that. I was even saying I would not come. So now that I'm saying I want to come, I've not changed my mind, and I cannot change it because it's not me who gave myself the idea that I will come. It is God's idea that I should go, so I cannot change it. It's not in my power to say I will not come. So I'm coming, just I don't know when. And I think that's a good thing. That is what makes us to know that this God is God. Because if we had been in the power of everything to be able to say, I'm coming this day and I'm going to make it this day, it would have been too much. It would have been in the hand of man. But when God gives you something, it has to be more than you that it will demand God to play his own role. So one of the things that I cannot decide is time and season. Just like with Jesus, even Jesus could not decide when he said he was going to come back, but he could tell the people when he was coming back because he couldn't decide. He said there are some things that only the Father can decide. Same in this case, even though I know that I'm coming, just like with Jesus, I cannot decide when. Only God, the Father, knows when. And when the time comes, he will open the door for me to be able to come. And when I come, then we can judge me. Am I able to do what I said I would do, or I'm not able to do what I would do? But for people who are even challenging me that I'm a dreamer, but I think if they want to really be objective, they will know that even though I'm a dreamer, and I agree with that, and I don't argue with the fact that I'm a dreamer, but everything starts with a dream. And only dreamers can change the world. Only dreamers only dreamers have created the world that we are seeing today. And everything that you are enjoying, that we are using right now, people who did them, they were once a dreamer. The internet we are using now is only dreamers that brought it to pass. The Facebook we are using is because somebody dreamt about it or had a dream about it. The civilization that we are enjoying today is as a result of some people's dream. So everything that we are seeing today is as a result of someone's dream. So the fact that I'm a dreamer, I don't dispute that, and I'm happy to be a dreamer. But the people who are saying that I'm simply a dreamer and nothing else should be more objective with themselves. And to be objective means that it is impossible to say that I don't do anything and I'm not doing anything. Because if to say that I don't do anything, then all churches in Nigeria are not doing anything. Because what they are doing is that they are speaking, they are teaching, they are preaching. That's exactly what I'm doing, even though I'm not doing it on ground, but I'm doing the same thing. Then to say that I'm doing nothing, I'm not doing anything, I'm just a dreamer, is to say that all schools in Nigeria are nothing. All universities are nothing. All colleges are nothing. Because that's exactly what they're doing too. They're just speaking and teaching. That's exactly what I'm doing. The means is secondary. The means doesn't matter. What I'm saying is getting to somebody's ears and is getting to somebody's mind and is changing somebody. So to say that I'm doing nothing is either to be unserious or to be, to be shallow-minded, because it's not true that I'm not doing anything. It will be totally objective. What I'm doing just by even talking on every day, I know what I'm doing that is a big work, and some people who have been changed and affected by it know that is a big work. I don't see anybody in the world today who is doing what I'm doing, even though I'm doing it online. But nobody in the world today is doing what I'm doing, especially in terms of enlightenment. And education is all about enlightenment. Information is one of the most powerful tools in the world, and I'm giving out information. And the information I'm giving are providing solutions. So every week I do a program that is called My Charge to Nigeria that we are doing right now, and I'm providing solutions. Who else is doing that, even in Nigeria itself? So the fact that I'm not in Nigeria doesn't mean that I'm not doing something. I'm doing something that people in Nigeria itself are not doing. But in Nigeria, there are 200 million people there. Why is it that nobody is doing that? Even though they are on ground. I am not on ground. They said I'm not doing anything because I'm not on ground. Well, there are people on ground. Why are they not doing what I'm doing, even though I'm not on ground? Every Tuesday, I'm doing a program that is called Building a New Africa. So why is it that nobody is doing that, even though they are on ground in Africa and I'm not in Africa? But every week I am doing that, every Tuesday. So every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, I am doing another program that is called Reconstructing Nigeria and Nigerians. Why is it that nobody else is doing that, even though they are in Nigeria or they are on ground, but I'm not on ground, but I'm providing solutions where they are not? Every Thursday, I am releasing a program that's called Life Secret, that is enabling people and people of Africa, especially Africans, to get life secrets to resolve their issues, keys to resolving every problem and attain every goal. But why is it that they are not doing that? Even though I'm doing it online, even if it is 10 people that is listening, here in Europe or all over the world, but nobody is giving out what I'm giving out. Why is it? So why should that be trivialized and said that it is nothing? Because it is work for me. I'm spending 6 hours every day just to work on what I bring out every single day. 6 hours. People go to work 6 hours or 7 hours or 8 hours every day, and they are getting salary for that. But I don't get salary for this. I don't get offering for it. I don't get tithe for it. I'm doing it at my own expense. And I know what 1 hour of my time costs. 1 hour of my time costs $1,000 if I had gone to work for it for myself. So that is $6,000 every day. I'm spending just to equip the continent and to give them understanding. For me, understanding, knowledge, and enlightenment is more important now for Africa than even road, infrastructure, and other things like that. Because without understanding, we are going to destroy that road. Without understanding, we are going to destroy that infrastructure. Without understanding, we will not maintain whatever we are being given. Without understanding, we will remain in darkness, because ignorance is darkness, but understanding is light. So I think I'm doing something already, even without being in Nigeria. I'm already changing Nigeria, and I'm already changing Africa. And the proof of that to me is because I have I have students, disciples, who are in my mentorship program from 40 countries of the world. Not just 40 countries of Africa, but 40 countries in Africa and beyond Africa. I have another mentorship program on finances where I have people from 25 countries. So what I'm doing is affecting some people. These are just the schools, the organized mentorship programs. Apart from that, every day, people are reading 1,000 pages of 1,000 people are reading my books every day. Because I made my books available on Kindle Unlimited for free. All my books are for free on Kindle Unlimited, for free. 100 books for free in English, and there are 1,000 people reading them every day. The statistics are not mine. The statistics are there on Kindle Unlimited. 1,000 for free. And so if that means I'm doing nothing, then when I said I'm going to close, because some people gave me the advice that people will value the information I'm giving out better when I make it paid, either paid or when I close down. I wanted to close down my channel, my YouTube channel, and make it only by registration. And if you see how many letters, up to now, I'm getting letters, people begging me from Nigeria, from Congo, from South Africa, from Ghana, from America, from England, from Lesotho, from Malawi, from all over the world, saying, please don't make it pay, don't make it pay, don't make it close, keep it open. So if I'm doing nothing, why are those people begging that I should keep my YouTube page open? If I'm doing nothing, I'm just a time waster and a dreamer. It means somehow they are living in those countries and they are not getting the thing I'm giving out from somewhere else. Okay, if I'm a dreamer and I'm doing nothing, why is it that no preacher in the world, you can go and do your research, no preacher in the world has the amount of materials that I have on my YouTube page? No preacher in the world. No preacher or teacher in the world has 8,000 teachings and preachings and materials on YouTube or on Facebook or on SoundCloud or on Instagram, or on Telegram or on air for free. No preacher in the world has that material. Even if it is for pay, they still don't have it. So if somebody that is doing nothing, how can he have so much materials that nobody in the world has? Video. Some people say, oh, those books, they are not written. Somebody told me this. Somebody wrote me a letter and said, you are writing so many books, and some people are saying that they are not his books. He's just printing them. Okay? That is not possible for a human being to release so many books. Okay, that's what the lady then said. Okay, let's even assume that it's not the one who is the owner of the books. What about is that it's not possible for a human being to release so many books? Okay, we know. Okay, with books we cannot say, But what about the videos that he's releasing every day? That we are seeing him physical, like this. We are seeing him, he's the one. So how can we, so he's not the one again. Does he have photocopies or does he have clones? Does he have clones who are doing, is it possible that a human being will release every day so many information that he's releasing? So it's not possible too, but because nobody else has done it. Everything remains impossible when nobody has done them. But that when somebody has done it, you can say it's not possible or it's not real, but I have it there. I have them there. And I only started that YouTube channel in 2016. And 2015 or 2016. It was open 2015, but I started working with it 2016. And in that 3 years, I have more materials than any preacher you could say. More materials on my YouTube than T.D. Jakes, more material than John Austin, more material than Joyce Meyer, more material than anybody mentioned Oyedepo, more materials than Adeboye, more material than any human being on earth who is a pastor or a preacher. So does that mean that I'm doing nothing? People who do nothing don't have those kind of things. The same thing with books. Indeed, I've only started releasing my books in 2016 in English. You know, apart from the two Short Shift and Money Will Make You Read that I released before then. But in that, from 2016 till now, how many years? 3 years. In 3 years, I have over 100 books in English, and all of them are for free. So is that somebody who's doing nothing? So if people who want to be objective and who are a little bit analytical, they will be able to see that this guy has not arrived in Nigeria and is already creating so much material. What would then will happen when he arrives? And that is despite the fact that I'm still a pastor here. I'm still the senior pastor of the church here in Ukraine. We have 400 churches here in Ukraine. We have over 1,000 churches all over the world. We have started 2,700 churches in the world, in 50 countries. And I'm the one who is the senior pastor of all that. So that is apart from that. But because I've raised up people, you know, I'm setting myself free from Africa because I'm living for Africa. So even if they don't believe those things, these things are too analytical. But do they want to tell me, people will say I'm doing nothing, I'm just a dreamer. Yes, I was a dreamer when I started out by challenging the church. And when I started out the crusade in cleaning the church in Nigeria and bringing awareness that we don't have church in Nigeria and that the church that we have in Nigeria has backslidden, that have been hijacked by paganism. When I started the crusade, people thought I was mad. I was the only one that was talking like that. The only other person who was talking was Daddy Freeze, and he was only talking about tithe. And he was not teaching and preaching initially. But he started actually his own crusade in 2017. But 2016, I started talking about about reformation of Nigerian church. So when I started the reformation of Nigerian church, nobody was doing it. It was like I was a voice in the wilderness. And somebody, you know, there is somebody who might be watching us right now who is a disciple of Gwile Akane. And the person said, Gwile Akane, there is a preacher like that in Nigeria, that Gwile Akane has been saying these things that I'm saying, that I'm not saying anything new. And that, but the reason what brought this is a woman, the reason what brought this woman to this stage, to this platform is because they say, who is this Sunday Adelaja? Who is this DSC? Because is it not, and this lady has been following Tunde Agbani for 30 years. And she said for 30 years, Gwile Akane has been trying to correct the Nigerian church, has been trying, you know, to shift everything but people just neglect him. People just keep on doing what they're doing as if he never existed. And sometimes now he started preaching for those people, going to preach for them also. And, you know, even though he's criticizing them, he's trying to correct them, but he never became so confrontational. And he's saying God will do it. He just leave it to God. We don't know when God will do it. But he said you started in 3 years, less than 3 years, started this crusade, and it's like the whole world woke up. It's like all the country woke up. It's like there is such an awareness that somebody has been doing the same thing for 30 years. The awareness, people know that he's there, that he's a good preacher, that something, and not him alone. There are many people like that. Maybe Kumuyi and other people who have been talking that something is wrong with Nigerian church. But why is it that in 3 years, there is more awareness? Because after I started and I provoked, and people who, and many, and then, why is that there is more awareness after I started the crusade? And nobody can deny that I started it. than all these people who have been doing it for 30 years. So for them to say that I've done nothing, that is already a result right there. Even though I don't claim the result to my own credit, but that's a fact. So for anybody that wants to be objective, to say I'm doing nothing, yes, I'm not presently in Nigeria, but that doesn't mean I'm doing nothing. Because the thing I started, this crusade to open people's eyes to Nigerian church, God helped me without even reaching Nigeria, that if Nigeria itself, even though I'm not in Nigeria, people are saying, people might not even know my name, but people are saying people's eyes are opening, even without me, even without them knowing my name. People are saying people's eyes are opening, that there is an awareness. And it is going to be very difficult for anybody to deny that there is awareness. Yeah, it might be true that the phrase, it might be true me, it might be true other people, but the fact that I started the crusade in general to renew the Nigerian church and to awaken us to our state, our true state, is going to be very difficult for anybody to deny that. And if somebody that is not doing anything, that's just a dreamer, has caused that kind of a tremor, maybe even an earthquake or a tsunami in the Nigerian church world, both in Nigeria and outside, it is going to be very difficult to say that the person is not doing anything. That is number one. Number two, to also deny that even though I'm not in Nigeria, but there are a lot of offshoots and offsprings of my work, that even people who hate me, who don't like me, they are now talking the thing I've spoken about, that I started to talk about. And there are also, apart from people who don't like me, who are saying, there are even people who used to be on the other side who are now saying the same thing I'm saying. But apart from that, there are so many disciples that have been released through me. So those people, those voices and disciples and followers who are already carrying, I'm not even talking about the church anymore, but there are a lot of other people who are doing it, who are carrying, who started after me and were inspired, if they want to tell the truth, were inspired and motivated by me. That the Freeze himself, he said that he was so motivated by, because he said before he was not going to, we have a recording with him, we have an interview with him. He said he was inspired by my boldness. He said he was inspired by the fact that I was able to call out names, and that he was afraid because he is in Nigeria that they will kill him. But now he's doing the same thing. You see, so all these things now are, and many other people are calling the names and challenging things that they are exposing. All these things that are being exposed on a daily basis. Go to the internet every day, Facebook. You will see one church or one pastor being exposed or the other. Before I did that, with videos, with cameras, with television, with screens, nobody ever dared to do that. Before I came on stage, people were thinking that, touch not my anointed. Before I came on stage, people were thinking that people will die if you do that. There is curse going to be on you. But now everybody is doing it. And this exposure work that is going on, it is an offshoot of what I started, even though I'm not taking credit for it. But it is what I started, even though I'm not in Nigeria yet. So the fact that I'm not in Nigeria, it doesn't mean I'm a dreamer. So if a dreamer can do that while he's still a dreamer, and is causing such an earthquake in the awareness. In fact, I heard some people are telling me that even in Nigeria itself, that pastors are now careful about how they talk about money, about their doctrines, about their practices. There are some people even say don't shoot video or something like that. There are a lot of things are being put in order, and there are a lot of corrections. In fact, and to say that doesn't have anything to do with DSA is it's going to be impossible, or it's going to be dishonest in the list. And also, recently I heard that Adeboye bought some things. Yes, Adeboye bought some instruments or something like that, equipment for a hospital, Ibadan hospital or so. Maybe he has been doing it before, but that could be because of our criticism and our challenge to them. Somebody else said that Oyedepo was fixing the road to his church, but that road had been there. That road has been there for the past, I was in Nigeria 10 years ago, or actually 11, 12 years ago. That road had been there, and it has been in a state of disrepair. And Oyedepo never did anything. So that road has been there for years, and they didn't do anything. So why is it that it is now, after we challenged them, that they are fixing the road? I'm sure, I'm not sure, but I suppose that this might be as a result of the work that we have started. I heard that there is another pastor in Port Harcourt, David Ebieme or something, who went and built some dormitories and hostels for a university or something. But why is it that they were not doing these things before we started it? Before we started talking about this thing, before we started criticizing and challenging them. So I think there are positive changes, even upon the churches that we are criticizing. That everybody is changing, everybody is modernizing, everybody is shifting their position, everybody is trying to to redress themselves and become better. So if these changes are happening, and we now say that DSA is doing nothing, it's just a dreamer, it's going to be very difficult to prove that point. But besides that, there are even other preachers like Sam Adeyemi, Michael Konko, Abel Damina, who have changed their ways or who are changing one way or the other, and many other people who are changing one way or the other. Why is it that they didn't come on stage before I started to talk? Why is it that they didn't change before I came on stage? Because even though there might not be a direct link that it is me or my activities that has affected them, but one way or the other, something has affected them after I started to do this thing. So if I'm just a dreamer, why is it that a dreamer, through dream alone, these things could become possible? Now, concerning the infrastructural change and development and replacement theology and philosophy that I'm bringing to Nigeria, concerning the economic situation in Nigeria and the political situation and social life in Nigeria, that is not, maybe it's not been going on right now, but also there are a lot of people who have listened to me and are now going to affect some changes, maybe on the low and low-key level, but I know a lot of people who are now using their tithe to go and feed people in Nigeria. I know people who are using their tithe to go and provide water in Nigeria. I know people who are using their tithe to go and take care of children. I know people who are now starting out NGOs and charity organizations, outreaches, things that they never thought of and they never did before. I know people who are now taking care of other people, their needs, just because they listen to DSA. So things are changing one way or the other. So if I'm just a dreamer, how come I'm able to effect such changes? So, well, when it comes to other dreams, because that is just the first stage. Everything I've said so far is only the first stage of my crusade. The first stage of my crusade was to bring about change in the Nigerian church. And if nobody sees it, I see it, that there's a degree of change that has started. But you see, things will not change overnight. And it is not about what I've succeeded in accomplishing in that sense, but what I've triggered. For me, what I have triggered is more important than what is accomplished. Because what has been triggered will not finish, even in my lifetime. This thing that has been triggered will continue forever. Just like Martin Luther triggered the Reformation. And what happened during his lifetime was nothing. It was not even 1% of what happened later on after his death. So it is not about what I've been able to see and what we are seeing right now, but it is about what has been triggered. It's like a locomotive train that is on the rail. Once you have started the movement of the locomotive train, of the train, train, because of the rail system, it will keep on moving. So even though I, as the person who triggered it and seen the movement of the locomotive, I only saw 1 kilometer of its movement. But because the rail is endless, the movement will continue even without me seeing the movement. But it has been triggered. The movement has been triggered. And so for me, the first stage of the change that I am proposing for Nigeria has started with the church. Now, if somebody has been observing me, they will notice that after Brazil, after I came back from Brazil, I have started another function, another stage of my crusade to change Nigeria, which is mental transformation, which is reorientation of the people, which is the changing of the mindset of Nigeria and Nigerians in general in regards to their country. Now I've stopped talking about church too much, and they should notice that I've started talking about Fixing Nigeria. Every Friday we do that with Anojo, Fixing Nigeria. And we're not just talking like Nigerian television journalists are talking, just talking and deliberating. We are proposing and bringing down concrete solutions how to fix the country. Then on Saturdays, I do Building a Nation. And then on Sundays, I do How to Change a Nation. I'm using my own physical examples of how we have done it in Ukraine. And then every week, on Monday again, we start. So every day we are doing something. And I'm writing more books that I'm not even publishing yet right now because I want people to be more familiar with the ones I've published already. Besides that, I just started a club right now, a group for millionaires. And I'm already getting ready to prepare millionaires even before I get to Nigeria. So people who say I'm not doing anything, there are over 120 people who are in that millionaire group right now. That even though there were over 2,000 people who applied to come, but we have to introduce money so that we'll cut them because it's like market, it's like airport. 2,000 people, what will I do online? You will not be, there's no order. So we have to introduce pay so that we'll sieve out the people and take only the people who have paid the price to be there. So, and right now they will tell you what has been happening to them. Listen to their testimonies. Testimonies are coming in every day. And we are putting them in the app, so in the internet. So for people to say I'm not doing anything, yes, maybe it looks like I'm not doing anything here, but everything starts small. The seed that gave birth to me, I am big now. I am weighing 80 kilograms, 80 something kilogram. But the seed that gave birth to me is just a semen. It's a seed that gave birth to me to become like this. The forest and the greens that we look at is a little seed that becomes a forest. The nations that we see started with a seed that became a man and a woman, and then that one person became 7 billion people that we are saying. So everything starts with small. Everything starts small. And in my own case, yes, I'm starting small, but I am putting that seed in every area. I'm talking about economy, how Nigerian can move the economy forward. I am talking about politics. I'm talking about social life. I'm talking about the structure of the country. I am talking about every sphere of life where I wish to see change eventually. So I'm planting seeds. So what I'm doing is I'm planting seeds. I'm planting seeds in the lives of people. In Nigeria, in Africa, there are a lot of people in African countries that have started churches. Churches are being started according to the new model that I have introduced. There are so many series on the internet, on YouTube, that have addressed different questions. There are series on how to build church, pastoring without tears, how to build new generation of churches. There are series on how to raise money, how to manage money. There are series on how to find your purpose and discover yourself. There are series on how to build systems and nations. There are series on how to build personalities. There are series on how to work hard. There are series on, and there are books that are also addressing these things. So to say that everything I'm doing is just daydreaming and it's nothing is to reduce intellectual work to non-entity, is to reduce educational work to nothing, is to reduce enlightening work to nothing. That if everything must only be, empirical. So, but the things I'm doing are starting from ephemeral. But they are starting from celestial, ephemeral, but they are going to end up being empirical. They are going to become empirical. They are starting from the spirit realm, but they are going to become physical sooner or later. So people who are saying that I am doing nothing, I'm just talking, maybe I understand them because they are expecting a quicker fix. But I don't want them to be disappointed even. I don't want them to put their faith in me because I'm just a man. I'm not the one that I'm just a man. I'm just somebody that knows something. I don't want them to put their faith in me. But what I know is what I'm talking about. I just want them to have faith in their country, to have faith in themselves, to have faith in the future, that the country has a future, the continent has a future, that there is something better coming. I'm planting faith in them, hope in them, so that they know that not everything is not lost. But their hope should not be in me. Their hope should be in God. Their hope should be in their country. Their hope should be in themselves. Let them believe. Let them begin to dream. Let them begin to have something positive for their country. I have my own dream. I am dreaming about my country. I am talking about my dream. I am working towards my dream. I want to be an example for them to also begin to have dreams about themselves and about their country. But I know my dreams. I know how to bring the dreams to pass. I have dreamt about things and they have come to pass. Even forget about the things I've brought and I've dreamt about in Ukraine and I've brought to pass. Forget about the things I've dreamt about in the world and I've brought to pass. But let them believe what their eyes can see. That 3 years ago, I just started doing this thing. And the dream, I dreamt of doing it, and the things, the fruits are there. All the books that you are seeing, I've dreamt about them one time. But they are there now, there are no more dreams. The change that is happening in Nigerian church, I used to dream about them only. But now there are no more dreams. The change is going on and keeps on going on. The lives of people that have been, before I was just pastor of Embassy of God Church here in Ukraine. But right now, even though I'm not the pastor of everybody, but I think the people are now being changed beyond my Embassy of God Church. People I don't even know. People who I've never even met. People who, for example, this January, we have HMT. I've stopped doing HMT. But 44 people or 45 people from Korea, South Korea, Seoul, South Korea, gathered themselves together from all over Korea. They gathered 40 pastors, 40 businessmen from all over the country, and they said, please do HMT for us. I said, HMT, I'm doing it for my African people now. I don't even know you people exist, you Koreans. I'm not even thinking of you. I'm thinking of Africa. They said, no, we have gotten to read a hold of your books. We have started reading your books. Only 2 of your books got to Korea. And through those 2 books, we said we must come for HMT. Please do HMT for us. So in January now, from 13 to 17, I'm going to be doing HMT for only just for Koreans. And it's not going to be broadcasted. We are not going to broadcast it live like I've been doing for free because they are paying for it. Each one of them, they are paying $500 apart from paying for the hotel, apart from paying for their feeding, apart from paying for their something, just for the registration of this one. But the ones who are doing before HMT, nobody was paying for anything apart from their feeding and hotel. That was the only thing we took, the people paid for. They were not paying for the HMT. It was just for free. But these ones, I said, if you want to do HMT, you gather all the people, you have to pay for it. And then, so we are not going to broadcast it. So anybody who wants to join them can come and join them. But what I'm saying is that if what I'm doing is just daydreaming and it's not affecting everybody, how come Koreans that I've never met, I don't know them, how come they are gathering from all over their country, a delegation, taking a whole plane? Plane is going to be filled to come and meet me in Ukraine so that I will train them for a week. And I'm doing nothing. So, to say that I'm just a dreamer, yes, to some people it could appear like that, but I know what I'm doing, and I know that dreams become reality, and everything that we see today, they become reality because of dreams. God himself is a dreamer, and I'm not ashamed to say I'm a dreamer because God is a dreamer. I am a follower of God. I am a believer in God. I am a copier of God. I am an imitator of God. I am a duplication of God. And what God does is that God dreams before he does anything. In the book of Genesis chapter 1, the Bible tells us that the earth was dark and shameless and formless. It was darkness, nothing was there. But God said the Spirit of God was moving over the surface of the earth. When the Spirit of, before he even said, let there be light, it was moving. It was moving all over. It was incubating. That word, incubating, dreaming, moving, is the same thing as dreaming. Dreaming. God was dreaming because if he had not dreamt of light, he wouldn't have known what lights look like. If he had not dreamt of trees, he wouldn't have known what tree is. There wouldn't have been tree here. If he had not dreamt of fish, and if he had not had the dreaming picture of fish, of ocean, he wouldn't have been able to know where to put them, how to create them. If he had not dreamt of animals, they wouldn't have known where to that it is animal that he wanted to produce. If he had not dreamt of continents and nations, he wouldn't have been able to produce them. God is also a dreamer. He dreamt of everything that we are seeing right now. And because he dreamt of them in his mind, not dreaming when he's sleeping, but he's dreaming about them in the spirit realm. He was having a dream of the earth and of light. So he could say, let there be light. He was having dream of trees. He could say the trees should come up. He was having dreams of the firmament and the division of the firmament from the waters and from the heavens and the earth, and put them aside. He had that dream, and that's why he could call them forth. It's because God is a dreamer. And that is why he was able to send his only begotten son after men messed up on the earth. He had a dream of redemption. He had a dream to redeem man from the fallen nature of man and from the domination of Satan. He had a dream of a virgin that is going to conceive and the Son of God and give a son that's going to be given birth to, and that person is going to become the deliverer of the earth. God had a dream, and he brought that dream to pass. He had a dream. That's why he brought me to the earth, because he had a dream for Russia. He had a dream for Ukraine. He has a dream. That's why he brought you to the world. He has a dream for every one of us. God is a dreamer, and he's bringing his dream to pass every day, every night, through each one of us that is sending to this world. So I am walking in the precepts of my Father. I'm walking in accordance to the model of God. God is a dreamer. I am a dreamer, and maybe I should keep my dream to myself. But there is a time when you keep things to yourself, and there is a time when you need to announce it. When Jesus came, he had a dream, and he went into the synagogue and opened that scripture and said, "The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, for he has anointed me." He had a dream. Those are his dreams he was proclaiming. He had not done those things when he spoke about them. When he spoke about them, then later on, he brought them to pass. God is a dreamer. Jesus is a dreamer. The Bible is a book of dreams. We know the story of Joseph. He dreamt before he brought them to pass. So I'm a dreamer too. And when Jesus dreamt, when Joseph dreamt, he was criticized for it. Even when Jesus dreamt, they were telling him, why don't you go there, go to the market and go and show forth yourself? If you say you are such a miracle worker, you have to go and do it. They also, even his own family people were doubting him. It is normal to be doubted, but, in my own case, I can only do what I know, and I can only say what I know. And I hope some people will be inspired by what I do, and also they will have dreams for themselves. I don't want them to believe in me. I don't want them to see me as a Messiah. I don't want them to see me as the deliverer of Nigeria. I am going to deliver Nigeria, but that is because that is what I know. They don't need to believe in me. They need to become deliverer of Nigeria too. Let all of them have their own dream and see themselves as deliverer of Nigeria too. But I am going to deliver my country, Nigeria, because that I believe that God has prepared me for that. Maybe not in every area, but I'm going to do my own quota. I'm going to do what I can do to do that, to make sure that comes to pass. There will be many other people that will be called to deliver Nigeria in some other spheres. You are a deliverer for Nigeria. You will be with what you are already doing. You are a deliverer of the children. There is nobody that God gave birth to not to become a deliverer. God gave birth to all of us, sent us to this world with the mission to become deliverers and saviors to some people, to some sphere of life. So I cannot deny myself just because some people are believing or don't believe in me. I don't care what people, I don't want them to believe in me. I believe in myself. I know what I'm going to do. I believe in God that has given me that mission, and I'm going to do it. Either somebody believes or don't believe it. So let them think I'm a dreamer. Good for them. But let them also have their own dream and bring to pass their own dream one way or the other. That's what I have to say to your question. I don't know if I elaborate enough about my answer or not.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, the question you asked me that if you are elaborate enough. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
The question you asked me that if you are elaborate enough is the problem, actually. Because I'm sure sometimes ago I said my problem with PSA is when you ask him one question, he answer one question and clear all other questions. So, by so doing, to ask him second question, it will be as if, did you hear the answer from the first question? But that as it may, I will still go on to ask you some questions. Though this To be frank, your explanation has dealt with some of the things I will intend to ask. But before I ask some other questions, I want to play a video.
Video?
Yes, and that video is one of the reasons why many think you are dreaming. And also, I see that, okay, if they think he's dreaming, let's ask him, why is your dream too big that people find it hard to believe that this kind of a dream can come to pass? Let's ask him, is he not aware of certain factors that are already on ground who are capable of killing his dream before he gave back to them? Let's ask him. And I think after this video, we'll be able to ask you some of those questions. So I'm going to be asking this question once so that you will not clear my question with one question, one answer. I will ask the question once, then you can deal with them extensively. Is that okay, sir? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, please, let's play the video and then we'll come back.
Okay. I hope they have the video. And take them away to England, America, or somewhere, or to Ghana, and then first of all replace the country, rebuild it, and then bring them back. That's not possible, especially when you're talking about 200 million people. So there is a strategy that we want to use. We call it three-zone strategy. So what we plan to do is to get a place, a spot, a zone of that territory of Nigeria, like the green one. You see the green? Mm-hmm. Yes, and what do you call it? Cut it out, encircle it, or border. What do you call it? Cut it out, barricade it. Yes, barricade it. And but because Nigeria is big, the way we are going to do it is that we are going to do it in every geopolitical zones. Okay. We have 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, so every one of them will have a launching place like this. We call it front line. Okay. A barricaded, let's say, barricaded place that would be the size of, that would be able to host at one time quarter of a million people at least, or 350,000 people. Okay. So, but then apart from the ones we're going to be having in the zones, we'll have a giant one, a bigger one that will have up to 500,000 people that will be able to hold. We have the place for it already. We have the territory in Nigeria for it, and every zone also. We will explain this to the parliament, and we explain that every zone, one state, or in every zone we have about 5 states or 6 states. Mm-hmm. Let them give us one, a territory, like that. So when we have that place, because you cannot take the people out of the country, so what we are going to do is that we are going to buy that place we have taken. We are going to turn that place to heaven on earth. Okay. Nobody living there. The only people that will be staying there in the first 6 months or so, or 1 year, will be only specialists, only workers. Some of them will be Nigerians, some of them will be foreigners, but we will build a first-class world in that place, smart city. So the best that will compete with whatever you have in America, mm-hmm. whatever you have in Europe, whatever you have in Japan. Mm-hmm. It will be the highest and the latest standard of living anywhere in the world.
So you want to build, let's take for example the Southwest.
Yes.
So you look for a location in the Southwest.
You got it.
And then rebuild that.
So let's say Lagos. No, let's say Akure. We have to look for Southwest. Where we have the largest parcels of land. Okay. Let's say it is between Ekiti and Ondo. Okay. And somewhere there. So the 2 states would donate that piece of land to us. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Uncultivated land, nothing there.
Yeah, an uncultivated land, just piece of land.
Just piece of land. Then you build a smart city.
We will first of all cut it out. We will not cut it out. What they call
Barricade it.
Barricade it. Yes.
Okay. All right.
And build the most sophisticated lifestyle city there.
But we're not talking about time frame yet.
No, we're not talking about time frame.
Just the idea.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So by the time we finish building that city, we will also set up a system within that city that will be able to accommodate. It will all be empty. A city that is built but empty, only the people that will be there will be the administration of that city and the workers. And when the workers are finished, the whole thing is empty. Can you imagine a city that is empty but can take 500,000 people or 250,000 people?
It's interesting.
But everything will be functioning. 24 hours, water, electricity, an apartment, an house, flat, everything. Shares in the flat, everything will be furnished.
Everything set.
Yes.
Wow.
Then, apart from that, there will also be barracks, so to say. Maybe not barracks, we should call them. Like halls, like centers.
Okay.
Transformational centers or educational centers, like universities.
Okay.
But not university, like, realize why it's called barracks, I call them, like camps
Okay.
within that new
City.
So what will happen with that new city is that, so now, okay, let's say we start it in the middle, just for the sake of argument.
Yeah.
Let's now look at that grain. Can you point the grain? Point to the grain, point the cursor to the grain. So that grain is that new, let's say that is the place we took in Ondo State.
All right.
So we bought that place because it was free. It could be in the corner, it doesn't have to be in the middle, it could be in the corner, it could be anywhere. So, but the red place, you see, it is surrounded, you see the black around the grain.
That's the barricade, right?
That is the barricade.
Beautiful.
The fence.
Okay.
And the barricade.
So no one can go into it anyhow?
Okay. You have to have a pass.
Okay.
So, but life will be going in and there, everything perfect. So what we are going to do, how are we going to build a new Nigeria? We are going to now, if we stretch that boundary, we will not stretch it. There is a gate inside there, right? What we are going to go, we are going to go to the red, point to the red, outside of the gate, outside of the black. Yeah, that's what, yes. But close, make it closer to the very immediate environment, the immediate, talk from one side first, the immediate red. You see the arrow. You see the arrow taken from the red to the green. You see the arrow.
Yeah.
Now Srelok, Pastor Pakaji Srelok. Well, you see that arrow is coming from red to green. So what it's doing is that it is evacuating people who are closest to the border, to that zone that we have, to that city that we have built. The people, the neighbors, people who are closest to it are being withdrawn. You see, you could take it from red to green. Are being withdrawn from red, from the Nigeria that we have right now, and being evacuated to be placed in the new city. And then the same thing could be done from the other side. From the other red that is here, from that side to this, they will be evacuated from red to green. So now, why do we need those camps inside? The camps inside will be places where, meanwhile, Nigeria is going on. Nobody knows what's going on. They are living their lives. Everybody is living their life.
It's just like what happens in the Oyedepo's camps.
Yes.
Because those camps are barricaded too.
Yes.
But unlike
not Oyedepo only.
And
Adeboye camp.
All those MFM
camp. All of them have camp. Everybody, Nigeria is doing its own thing, but there are thousands of people, millions of people and nobody even notices that anything is going on. But what we are going to do is that we are not just going to take people accidentally. People who are around
that area.
We are going to withdraw them from all their houses. I'm going to give them new houses, new apartments in the
new frontier zone.
In the frontiers, in the new
environment
city.
Yeah.
But before they have opportunity or right to take on anything, they are not going to live there forever, just for experiment. But before they have opportunity to live, we are going to tell them, you see the life here. This is the Nigeria you are going to, this is, by the time you go back, because we are going to send them back to where we took them.
Wow.
But why we withdrew them from that place, red place.
Yes.
We are building a new city in that place where they have been withdrawn from.
Okay.
You don't get, you get.
So the environment where they were before, I mean their location.
Yeah.
So while you evacuate them from there and bring them into the green section.
Yes.
So you start replicating
the same
environment in that place.
Yeah, the same the best life, the best city that you are seeing in this green zone. By the time they come out, we will not let them come out of this heaven where they are in now until we have replicated that heaven in that territory where we took them from.
Beautiful.
But they will not go there. First of all, the first thing we are doing is that we understand that through scientific method, that the greatest effect on people, on human beings, is caused by environment.
That's right.
That is why the Bible says that no matter how good manner you have, corrupt bad company will corrupt that good manners, which means environment supersedes every other thing. It supersedes values even. So we bring the people. Why is it that Nigerians who are in America in a new environment,
just give them 1 or 2 months, they get their act right?
Second day,
because of the environment is already set.
Why is it that Nigerians are not behaving like Nigeria in America? Even if they are, nobody knows it. Because the environment is making them to behave like the America. You remember Mabel Shinwe said that?
Yes.
That we are Nigerians, we live in America. That is environment for you. Environment have the power, 50% power to control your thinking, even when you don't want to think like that. Sure. That's why we needed to first of all create a model Nigeria in that green place.
A model environment.
A perfect environment, model environment, future Nigeria, a model Nigeria for them. And then before they get out of there, we train them how to live in this new environment. So there are many stages they will have to pass through. So once they get there like that, they will not go and go into stay in those houses immediately. They will stay in the camp that is within that city. And the first camp within that city is what we are going to use there are going to be different groups. There is the number one camp there is the camp for accelerated education. For those people who don't know how to read and write. So we are going to, within the very short, by the time we pass the whole Nigeria through that green something, everybody will know how to read and write.
Wow. So that resolves the whole illiteracy. Amazing.
You are very smart.
Amazing.
So we are going to resolve 2 questions at a time. So for 50 years, our country has not been able to resolve
that
illiteracy problem.
Wow.
But in 3 years or 4 years, we are going to get all Nigeria, maximum 7 years, all Nigeria will become educated in English, Russian, and their language.
Amazing.
So that is just the elementary one. That one we are not counting it. We are going to have accelerated eradication of illiteracy.
Wow.
But that is not the main purpose why we are taking them. That's not even the goal. So we are replacing illiteracy with literacy automatically. Yeah. That's replacement. That's the elementary level of replacement. But there are other levels of replacement. The other levels of replacement, we have a program for it. The kind of mindset that must be replaced before they come out of that place. So for example, one of the mindsets could be Nigerians are lazy. Or maybe they're not lazy, but they don't think, because Nigerians are lazy intellectually. They can work physically, but they are not critical thinkers. Before they get out of the we will replace that. Nigerians, that, for example, think that being smart is a good thing instead of being wise. They want to outsmart everybody else. Be the system, being cunning. We'll replace all those things before they come out. Through different, don't let us go into techniques, into the details now. So they will be going from one group, one category to the other, from one camp. So they will be in one place, for example, for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, just inculcating a new value system. before they go into the next camp for the next school class 2. Just like you have class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, primary 1, primary, the same thing will happen with there. But just for values, the first stage is illiteracy. The next other thing are values, how to behave in a civilized society.
Beautiful.
So then there will be another class for people who have already lived in civilized society. So that another way we will program them to be able to now help reproduce that in Nigeria. For people who have never left Nigeria, it's another something.
Another group.
Yes.
Hmm.
Let's see another picture. Phase 2. Is that phase 2?
Yes.
Now, I will now allow you to explain what you are saying to people. I hope you understand that picture that you are seeing now. I've explained everything, but from this picture, try to use this picture to now explain to people.
Okay, so let's have the cursor on the very first one.
Yes.
So
is it on the red one?
Yeah.
Or?
Okay, let's start with the green one.
On the green, okay.
So the green one is that new smart city, new environment.
Yes.
That we want to create, and we bring people from the red, from the red section.
Что? Остановилась? Нет, я тебе сказал, что... No, хорошо. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You have something making noise from your side. Is there?
No,
Not from you?
I'm hearing my...
Yeah, something like electricity, something. No?
Not from here.
Okay. All right, so we have seen the video.
Okay. Some of the things that I would love to ask from this video, because the video is it's only dreamer that can talk like that. It's only a man who has his mind developed and who dreams, can think and can reason and can believe that such thing as you have said is possible to be achieved in a country like us, like this, my home country. It's only a man of dream who is not afraid to dream that can think that those things can be achieved. And then some of these things that I am saying now, they are things that I think are going to be an issue, the challenge. Things that want to stop this movement. Things that we want to make it difficult to achieve this dream. Okay, yes. Let me get to it fast, quickly. I'll be asking you these questions once, and I want you to deal with them together. One. This question is going to be a tip on the next program I may want to have with you, or I may skip it, because I know when I say it out now, you will finish you will just finish everything, and then we don't have anything to discuss on it again. But I wanted to say, let me go to another one. Are you sure? Are you aware that the people you are coming to meet has been poisoned? They have been. Are you aware? Churches today, there are churches with the topic of be aware of Antichrist planning to come to Nigeria. Are you aware that people are being gathered on campus, fellowship, campus leaders, youth, young ones, young people, pastors, have been gathered together, and they are telling them, you are being sponsored by some set of people that you should go and destroy the movement of God in Nigeria. And then, are you aware that these kind of people, they are poisoning the mind of everyone, and whenever they smell or they hear that you are lying on ground, and then the thing you want to do, they've made it to believe that he's coming with his words, he's coming with his enticing word, he's coming with his philosophicals, he's coming with his acclaimed mind of God, he's coming with money that have been given unto him, and his actual reason and purpose is to come and destroy the gospel and the move of God in this country. Are you aware, dear say, that these are the people you are coming to meet in Nigeria? Are you aware that people you want to change value their pastors than their lives? Are you aware that these people would rather die for them than for them dying for themselves? Are you aware, dear say? Are you aware that these people as job, these people that you plan to take from the red zone to the green zone, they are employee, they have businesses, they have wives, they have children. How do you want to separate people from this kind of a thing and keep them in a city, and you want to develop them? What happened to their job? What happened to their business? What happened to their children? What happened to their wife? What happened to their husband? What happened to many of them who would be passing through some training at that time? What happened to their farm? How do you want to pass and birth this dream dealing with this kind of a thing? Are you aware, sir, that are you now saying to us, sir, that this city we have mosque, have church? Are you saying these people, as long as they remain in that camp, they will not practice their religion? No. Are you saying if I'm a Muslim and I enter that camp, I will not be allowed to go to mosque? I will not be allowed to go to Sunday service? If I enter that camp, I will only be there to be trained, and I will abandon my religion. I will not be able to practice my religion anymore. This can only be a dream. This can only be a dream. The people you are coming to save have been poisoned. I've said that. Are you aware that true? And this is the last question I'm going to present to you, dear say. Or let me say second to the last. Are you aware that truth is no longer truth? Because people have lost the clarity and understanding. They have lost in touch with truth. Are you aware that people does not even know what truth means anymore in Nigeria? However, people only understand lies. And when they see truths, they cannot identify truths. They can only relate with lies. Are you aware, dear say, that presently the government, or let me say when you come, the government or whoever is in power, we find it to be a threat that a political tone will be read into your activities. How do you intend to deal with all these orders and still give birth to this dream? And I think this is why Nigeria says you are just a dreamer. Thank you, sir.
Okay, yes, you're pushing. Okay, thank you so much. Can you hear me all? Can you all hear me?
I hear you, sir. Very clear.
You can hear me now?
Yes, sir.
So you hear me, right?
Very clear.
Okay, good. Okay, I took my iPad and I wrote down the points you were making. Very solid points. I didn't know that people are gathering to tell people that the Antichrist is coming and that this Antichrist I'm being sponsored by some people to come and destroy the faith in Nigeria. I didn't know of the fact, but I could imagine, I could anticipate that. And I could imagine that that is going on. I think everybody is trying to save their own prison yard. Every slave owner is trying to protect their slave trade and their plantation. They are trying to save the business, their church business, their Jesus business. So, yeah, I can imagine that should be expected. So I'm not worried about that because I know that in Nigeria, everybody is looking for what to eat. And once I come with the alternative for all those people who are faithful to all those people who are faithful to those pastors and who are swearing to them now that they will never leave them or anything, by the time I come and I offer those people a job and I help them to create income for themselves, and I help them to get better standard of living, all of them they will betray those other papas and fathers and mamas very, very fast. And so I'm not worried about that one. Yes, you said there are some who are ready to die for their papas and mothers. I am more concerned about those ones. But because people who are fanatical and people who are ready to kill and die, they are people who have been blinded by religion. So if people are ready to kill and die for their papas and mothers, yes, that is more of it concern. So that is the only thing that I think is a problem. But it's not a problem to me because it's a problem to God. God gave me the mandate, and I think God is going to find a way to protect me, because people who are ready to kill and die for their people, for their leaders, they are more dangerous because they will not even listen to reasons. They will not listen to arguments. They will not listen to what I have to say. They will just come and pretend as if they are coming to listen to me, like Bhutto or like Gandhi, just like they killed those people, and they will just come and kill me, which is the real danger that is there. But I'm not afraid of that because I'm ready to die, and I'm going to Nigeria to die. But the reason I say that this is a challenge to God is that God will have to make sure that I've done enough before He allows them to kill me. But killing me is not a big deal for me because that's what I'm going to Nigeria for. I'm going to Nigeria to die. So I'm not afraid that they will kill me. I just want God to regulate that and for God to make sure that I've done enough, I've triggered enough for the work to be unstoppable and for a replaced Nigeria to still happen. Yeah, so I could anticipate the fanatics killing me, but I'm ready for that. That's exactly what I'm going to Nigeria. I'm not going to Nigeria to live and enjoy. I have lived and enjoyed in Europe for the past 33 years. So I'm going to Nigeria to die. So that's not a threat. And then you cannot kill a man before his time comes. You cannot kill a deliverer. And you cannot kill somebody who is already dead. So I'm already dead, and I think that God will not allow them to kill me before my time. But when it's my time, I'm ready to die as a martyr. So we have resolved that one. The fact that they have poisoned their mind, I'm taking your points one by one. The fact that they have poisoned their mind. By the way, if anybody wants to call into the program, please go ahead and do that. The way to call to this program is to go to Facebook Messenger. When you get to Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents, one word, Move Agents. And when you get to Move Agents, write to us, send us SMS, text that you want to call into the program. Just write that you want to call and we will call you back. So go to Facebook Messenger, write and search for Move Agents, Madik, Move Agents, and then we will call you back. So for those ones whose mind have been poisoned, yeah, that is a problem because when your mind is poisoned, you are not willing to even listen. Talk less of allowing your mind to be changed or to be regenerated. But that is not a problem to me. People whose mind have been poisoned, what they would do, apart from the fanatics, fanatical ones, the people whose minds have been poisoned, what they will do is that they will not listen to me at all. They will just ignore me and spread bad news about me and speak evil about me, and they will not give attention to me. So those ones, I'm not concerned about them, because to neglect me and to ignore me is at their own expense. They are the ones who are losing. Anybody who will ignore what I'm saying, or who will ignore my words that I'm teaching, they are the loser at the end of the day. Because what I'm giving is for their own good. I'm not asking them for offering. I'm not asking them for tithe. I'm not going to take anything from them. So I'm not going to lose at all. I don't even know they exist. I don't even know they are alive. So to ignore me and what I've come to do is to suffer loss, because everything I'm bringing is empowering somebody. Everything I'm bringing is enriching someone. Everything I'm talking about is setting somebody free. So for you to reject that is to shoot yourself in the feet. So I'm not worried about those people who have been poisoned. They will just harm themselves, and it's only themselves they're harming. Then what do I think about people? How will people cope in the green zone? The dream I was talking about. Well, I think I'm a dreamer, and I believe I'm a dreamer. Everybody that has done anything of worth in this life, they all started with a dream. The Wright brothers, who came about the idea of airplanes, they were also dreaming. They were dreamers. And people were asking them, do you think people will be willing to risk their lives and go to the plane and leave their family, leave their children, and go and risk their lives that the plane will fall and they will die? Are you sure people will be ready to do? But they had the dream, and now we are all flying. Everything that we're having and enjoying today, somebody dreamed about them. So I have the right to have my own dream too. And thank God there are already people who have believed in this. Because there was a time, look at Nigeria, there was a time we didn't have Abuja. When the idea of Abuja came, people were also saying, where will you take people to? What about people living in those villages there, in the territory of Abuja? Where will you displace them? But now we have Abuja. People were saying, how can people leave Lagos? People will never leave Lagos. So what about the ministries? What about the buildings? Will you take all those things? But we have a new something now, a new territory, capital territory. The same thing. I am believing for, somebody had a vision for a new capital territory, and we have it today. I am believing God, and I am having a dream for a new Nigeria totally, a replaced Nigeria. Just like the federal territory was replaced. This one also is going to be replaced. The whole country is going to be replaced. That's my own dream. I have my own strategies of resolving every question. So what about if they come there? What about their job? Would they leave their job? What happened to their job? Well, go to Redeemed Christian Church, Redeemed Camp today. When you go to Redeemed Camp today, or at the beginning of every month, you will see up to 500,000 or 1 million people at a time there. But by the time you add up the people in Redeemed Camp and people in MFM Camp, by the time you add them up with the people in Deeper Life Camp, by the time you add all those people in CAC camps and Aladura camps, Kerebu and Seraku mountains, there are at least 5 million Nigerians who are not working, but are engaged in one religious activity or the other almost every weekend, or must be every day safe. And Nigeria doesn't even feel it. Nigerians don't even know that thing is going on. The same thing, we are going to have 250,000 to 500,000 people at a time that are going to be isolated from the regular life. Nigerian life will continue. Just like life is continuing now when there is 500,000 people in Redeemed Camp. Life will also continue when we have 500,000 people building in the green zone. They were not working. The people on those mountains, they are not working too. So things like that will also, that's exactly what we are going to do. But what about their religion then? What about their church? Because you said people would like to go to their mosque, people would like to go to their churches. There is going to be provision for that. We are not going to deny people of their faith. We are going to have provision for their churches and for church and prayer centers for Christians and Muslims. but why they are going to be in the grain center. So if they really matter, if they are concerned more about God, they will have a place to go and meet God. But if they are more concerned about their own particular church or denomination, they might not have that immediately. But it's just for a period of time. And if they really want to pray, they will be able to pray. If they want to go to church, they will be able to go to church. So we are going to consider all that as well. So what are the other questions you have here? Do I know there is no truth in Nigeria? It is lie that is being celebrated in Nigeria. Truth has been overthrown. Yes, that is exactly why I'm going to Nigeria with a campaign of truth. That's why I'm writing books about truth. I've written 3 books about truth right now. 2 are published. The other ones are not yet published, but I'm going to keep on writing books about truth. I'm going to keep on teaching about truth. I have my series about truth there. It's my challenge. I am not afraid of problems that are there in Nigeria. That's because of those problems that I'm going there. I'm going there not because there are no problems there. I'm going there because there are problems there. I am not running away from problems. I am coming to face the problems and to resolve the problems. I have a whole book that is called Hello, I'm Searching for Problems. It's a whole book I've written. It's my own lifestyle. If I don't have problems, it's boring for me. I need problems. And the Nigerian problems are the things that are taking me to Nigeria. We are going there to resolve those problems. We know they are there. We are making an inventory of the problems of Nigeria as I'm speaking to you right now. We are making a whole list of all the problems, and we are also providing solutions, and we are breaking down and working on how to resolve all those problems. And we have think tanks working on each one of them. So we are not scared about the problems. We are rather going thanks to the problems. Those are the list. I think I didn't miss any. And then with the last one, you said there were going to be 7, but there are really 8. The 8th one is the political hurdles. Yes, that is probably, apart from those people who are fanatical, who would like to kill me physically, and some of them might be politicians too, the biggest hurdle that I see ahead of me, which we have a solution for, is political. Because I don't want to go into politics. And I don't want what I'm going to do to be regarded as a political move. So the only concern I have is that the politicians might not understand what I'm talking about and might not give me a chance to try it. Without them, we cannot do anything. Without them, this idea of green zone is not possible. But we have solution number 1, we have solution number 2, and we have solution number 3. If necessary, God will move. And if God will move, if the only obstacle we are going to have will be political, then it means that if they too will need to be replaced, if they will stand on the way. Those are all my answers.
Thank you very much for these answers, and I think Nigerians, everyone listening now, can come to realize, or possibly they begin to realize that when this man is not only dreaming.
Speak louder a bit. Speak louder.
That everyone listening who have heard what you have said so far will begin to have a second thought. We begin to understand that this man is not only dreaming, but he has dreamt, and then he's not dreaming alone. He's already having proof on ground. I am a proof of your dream. I am a proof of your dream. We have not met. I've never taught you. I've never hold you. I've never spoke to you. You never send me 1 naira. Sometimes some people are discussing in one room, and they said that DSC already have an agent in Nigeria that is sending money to, so that he can be doing his own dirty work for him. And they said, when they said, who is that agent? They said, they did not mention my name. But that is their own mind. I have not seen you. I only come in contact with a man with a dream. I sat down with the dream. And then if you don't know, I have proof of your kind of dream that God is achieving through us. Many people who have not met you before, they are now standing and rising. And if anyone will deny the fact, Nigeria was docile, silent about religion before you came online. No one, I repeat, no one. Miles Moreau was going about speaking about the work of the kingdom, the message of the kingdom in Nigeria. Was one of the popular, most invited pastor in those days. But his word was not changing anything because he was tolerating what they are doing. So he was speaking to them though, but they were not listening to him, or they were not understanding him, because what they do, he was tolerating it. But when you came, I can tell you, if anybody want to give me any proof that it's not when you came on board, the whole nation was boiling like there was fire on the mountain. People who told you that pastors are careful what to say in church now, they are not lying to you, sir. They're not lying. They are so careful when it comes to issue of money. They are even careful when it comes to issue of teaching. So much careful that they watch what they say, and it's now becoming a law for members not to come to church or use phone during the service. And these are the things a man who only dream has achieved. This man has community, town, even when he has not been on ground, he has entered into village. I live in a village. I'm speaking to you from a village right now. What took me away from my home in Lagos? Why did I left my wife and my child at home and travel down to a village so that we can reach out to life? It was because I come in contact with a dreamer. I'm a prophet, a big one though. I will have been everywhere, be doing wuli, about the Father in the Lord. I will have been getting prophetic offering. But I come in contact with a man with a dream. And he told me that, look, that is not the path. This is the path through which you can serve God and manifest his kingdom. I abandoned all that. How do you think my wife was able to say, my husband, I release you, go and do what God asked you to do? Despite my 4 months when I left Lagos. How do you think my wife was able to say, go? I am happy, go, just go. When I want to run back home, I say, no, don't run back home. Come when you are done. Do you know how she was able to do that? Because the same dreamer hit her. The word of the dreamer got to her, and she realized purpose is the essence of all things. This is a dreamer that when I get to this village, I met a young boy who told me, I have seen you before. I said, where did you see me? He said, I do see you on DSS platform. This is a dreamer that when we get to Akumba, Ondo State, Akumba is an extreme place, and somebody saw Dr. Anojo and said, I have seen you before. We know you. We saw you on poster. That's why we are in this program. We know you. We have started a group, and we call it the group of who I am. Within the campus, these young ones are already sharing your book among themselves. This is a dreamer who was awakening the mind of many people. And today, I can boldly tell to you that you are no longer a dreamer, sir. You are no longer a dreamer. If this has to be a dream, I'm afraid what will reality be like? If this is a dream, what will the reality be like? Because we have not seen the man. The whole country is like boiling. What has caused a shift, a drastic shift? The shift we are talking about here, you may not be able to envisage it. Maybe you are hearing second, third party report, but I'm talking about real change here. Change where the church is feeling it, where councils of pastors are gathering to discuss it, where people are now going on pastoral group and telling themselves, I want you people also to begin to watch how you spend church money, cater for your members. The offering and the tithe of the church is now drastically reducing because people are now feeling that they are cheating them. This could not be a dream, because I can see that this dreamer is living. I went to a bukateria one day. I was eating. So as I was eating, I decided to be hearing the message. So I put my phone on and I was hearing the message. I was hearing the Elijah challenge. This guy sat opposite me. He did not see what I was hearing. He didn't see the face of the person. He only heard the voice. And he jumped up and said, hey, that's this, that's this. I said, why do you know it? How do you know? He said, the person I listen to every day. When he opened his iPad, I was amazed the number of your messages on his iPad. Eventually, we got talking. He told me 4 or 5 of his friends that they cannot live per day without hearing the word. And these are people who have never called on this. They've never mailed you. They've never sent message to you. They've never called you. This man, if this is a dream, Nigeria gets ready. Because when this dreamer land here, I think the reality will be done on us. And then next week, I want to whet our appetite because next week program, that's on Monday, I'm going to be challenging DSA on a very important thing. I title it, why saving the heart if it will get lost? Why saving the heart that's going to be destroyed? Why saving it? I can't hear you, sir.
Why what?
Why saving the heart that will be destroyed?
Heart.
The heart, the earth.
Oh, the earth. Okay, the earth.
Why saving it? So next week, Monday, that's going to be our very key discussion. And I know DSA, this kind of topic, deep inside of the heart. And then many people will get, because this is one of the key that people are now getting discouraged with. That the earth will be destroyed. Why are you people struggling and trying to save it? So everyone next week, be ready to hear why we must all save this earth. Or should we rather give up on the earth? But today, I'm so glad that DSA have attended to my questions, and I can give room for everyone who want to call in right now. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, to confirm what you are saying, that there are a lot of people that we don't know. For example, I started this Millionaire Mentorship Program, and I was surprised myself. We had over 2,000 people applied, and out of these 2,000 people, I only know, let me see, less than 5% of people that have ever come, that have noticed their name before, either on the platform or who have written me before. About 5%. So 95% of people, they are following me, but I didn't even know them. They never wrote before, they never commented before, they never called before. Only out of those 2,000, only 5% have ever called, written, or commented before. 95%. So it means that even the ones that are commenting, that are writing now that we know, there are 95% of other people that we don't even know, that we have never met. Right now, we have the mentorship program going on, and out of the 125 people who are in that team, who are in that group, the people that I know myself, their name, either because they have called before or they have written before, they are less, out of 125, they are less than 20. So you know, it's very, so there are a lot of people that we are reaching that I don't even know. They don't know me. From 25 countries. How many countries? I'm just dealing with Nigeria, but there are 25 countries there. So things we do is always beyond what we think. And do we have callers? If we have callers, I think we should go and listen to their calls. So thank you so much, Mr. Israel Good News Balogun. Thank you for the work that you are doing. And I pray that you continue the good work, and together we'll see a new Nigeria and a new continent. Thank you so much as we are receiving the calls. Blessings. Lamaya. So these are the books that we have for today. How to Make Nigeria the Greatest Country in the World. This book here. Maybe you want to find out, what is this guy writing about? Why is he sure about what he's saying? Or he's just a dreamer? Yeah, that is a dreamer's book right there. But everybody that has read that book, they have had a second thought. Or maybe they themselves have become a dreamer too. And the second book is even more of a dreamer's book. How is it the second book as well? This is the second book, How the Nigeria Economy Can Overtake the American Economy. This is another dreamer's book. And I'm sure that you even think this is not just a dreamer's book now. This is the book of someone who has lost his mind. Well, it's possible, but everything that we have today is done by people who are dreamers at the time. And I'm happy to join that category of dreamers. We have a caller now. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Pastor Sunday.
Yes.
Yes,
Is that our
sir.
brother Tokwe?
Yeah, that's me.
It's been a while. Nice to hear your voice again.
Yeah. I listen to you most of the time, but I'm busy here in the last few weeks, so that's why I could not call into most of the program. Anyway, but
Are you moving? Are you walking about or moving?
No, I'm in a place.
Okay. Just
You
speak
can't hear me?
loud. Speak louder, please.
You can't hear me?
It's better when you say you can't hear me. I hear. So you need to speak on that tempo. You need to make it the tempo higher.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, very good.
Okay. God bless you, Pastor Sunday. I just listened to your program and I can see that the passion that the interviewer is having whenever he's talking about you, about your dream, and the perception process of Nigerians as related to who you are, what you are, and the fact that your dream is too big for a country like us, you know. And I'm not, seriously, it's not that it's even too big, it's just too much. They cannot bear it. I can assure you they cannot bear it. Because even, and I will tell you the reason why they cannot bear it. The reason why they will not be able to bear it is as if it's when somebody has been conditioned to a particular way of life for a long time. When it comes to change becomes fear to them. Anything that is going to change their situation will turn to fear. Unfortunately, they have been indoctrinated with the doctrine of fear.
Yeah.
Fear. If we look at the churches now, they base everything they do on
Fear.
So anything that is even coming to them, whether positive or negative, if they cannot approach it basis of fear, they will not be able to understand it. That is why your dream of how to, that's why you know the man with the, I can't remember the name of this man that is talking to you now.
Israel.
Mr. Israel. You know, he was asking me that what is going to do, what's going to happen to these people with their job, what's going to happen to their faith, what's going to happen to their, because they are afraid of the life they are living, even though it's not good, it's not right, it's not what is good for them, but for them to change, it's going to be the fear, and I think that is one of the things you need to deal with, even when you get to Nigeria, because it's boldly written on everybody's face, fear of death. Some of them don't want to die. They don't want to die. You know, they are so fearful to die, even when they don't take care of themselves. Somebody is afraid to die, and you don't even take care of yourself. You don't have the resources to take care of yourself. You don't have hospital to go. The road is so bad that everybody can die at every point in time. So death is even knocking on the door of everybody every day, and yet they fear to die when death is there. So why are they afraid of what is there already? And that's why you see fear is one of the main diseases that most of the people in that part of the world they have.
Yes.
You must devise a means of conquering their fear so that they can come out of it and face the new reality of life. Now, like I said, the man was asking you, what is going to happen to them? When they now move to the new camp that he wants to create, a new life, what's going to happen to their job? And let me tell you another thing. Some of them will die in that camp because they cannot go to work well. No, I'm telling you, and that is one of the, you see, for me to ship that suddenly, you're going to incur a lot of casualties. Because some of them, if they cannot go out to go and visit somebody, I think they want to go to the village. Some of them, they go to village every every weekend. You see, they cannot do it. It's going to be another problem that you have to deal with in the sort of how to divide the children and all those stuff. But like you said, even in the Vietnam, all those stuff, we still have people that are living there who are ready to sacrifice their life to nothing. Because that's the way I see it. What we are creating for them here is not the reality of life. So by the time the dream you are bringing in, by the time they see the real, you see that a lot of people will jump over their fear and come to the reality.
Amen.
Like I said, I don't see too big that cannot be realized. But one thing I would like to tell everybody that is listening to Pastor Sunday is, you see, you don't have to wait for Pastor Sunday to come.
Yes.
You've given us enough material to start creating the dream you are even dreaming before you come to Nigeria. Most people now, they are waiting for you to come. They just want to come. Those who want to benefit, most people are waiting for how to benefit from what you are about to do. But they forgot that they need to prepare themselves.
Yes.
You see, because if you are not prepared for what is coming is going to consume you.
Yes.
Especially those who are Pastor Sunday's follower, who are expectant of your coming, they must be prepared for it.
Yes.
And the way they must be prepared, they must understand where you yourself is coming from.
Yes.
Where you are coming from. If they don't, the tide will swim you are going to have a new generation of DSA followers.
Yes.
You see, and I can tell you, when it comes to this issue of fear, I want to tell you my experience. I'll be going to Nigeria today. I'll be taking my flight in the next 2 or 3 hours now.
Wow.
I'll be taking my flight. Yeah, I know. Before about a month ago, I called a guy that was the one that used to do the plan work for me, and I said, look, I wanted to come and deliver a seminar on the thinking, this thinking, something that I did with you.
Yes.
And I sent the video to him. I sent the one I did with you, the principle of analytics. I said it doesn't have what they call it, data. I sent money to him so that he could get a grasp of what I'm coming there. And I want to relate this with Mr. Israel said that most of them, they are fanatics to their doctrine and church and religion, that they find it difficult to embrace what is new.
So what did you want to do? You wanted to go and speak somewhere?
Yes, I want to be going to the schools. I have some things I've prepared myself. I'm going to be doing. I want to go to universities. I want to go to secondary schools. I want to go to all those people that will understand the language. So I want to be delivering those speech. I'm going to do it like maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. It's going to be a question and answer session. I want to be doing that. I wanted to do at least, before I leave Nigeria, I want to do like 10 of it.
Wow.
So that at least just to prepare ground for people. Because most of the things, when people don't, when they don't listen to it, they don't understand it.
Yes.
And if you gather, see 2, 3, 4, 5 that we buy or we start thinking about what we are talking about. You see, so that is, I'm just trying to I'm preparing the ground. That's what I've been doing. I want to when I go before, I used to do these free medical care seminars on health and all those things. Now I want to incorporate this. I really want to go ahead and start talking about this analytical thinking series and all those. That's what I wanted to
Beautiful.
do now.
Beautiful.
Now, let me now come back to the issue of fear. Now, the guy this guy has I think he's doing his PhD, or he has gotten his PhD. And do you know that this guy, after listening to this thing, if he was so reluctant to continue, because he's supposed to have prepared the ground for me before I come, but he's not getting back to me again. But I understand, because most like that DSA, don't listen to him. Oh, that DSA is antichrist. Oh, what he's preaching is not in correspondence with our own religion. I can understand that because it's so engraved. I mean, it's very deep into this CAC stuff. You understand?
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's one of their, it's very, very popular there anyway. But so when I can now understand when it's not the way he responds, when he listens to those things, I can understand. But when I get on ground on Monday, by Monday I should be able to see him. I want to sit him down and we organize work. At least he will listen. He will come to my seminar. That one is sure, and he will listen to me. And I'm going to talk about it. And he will have the opportunity to ask questions, and we can ask. If we ask questions, and with that, I believe gradually, people, the ground can be prepared.
Beautiful.
All disciples of
Beautiful.
DSA should start talking about it whenever any opportunity they have, so that this big dream that people are so afraid to embrace is going to be an easier. It's like John the Baptist. He prepared the way for Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And I think this is what people, without expectation, no, like I said, most people are expecting to get something, but they don't know that at this point in time, their duty is to prepare the ground. You see, is to prepare the ground for the coming of DSA to change the course of history in Nigeria. And I think all of us, we must put our hands on deck. No, as big as everybody thinks the dream is, to me, I don't even see it as a very big dream. To me, I believe there is nothing that cannot be accomplished. There is nothing that can. When we dream it, we will see it.
Amen.
That's what I believe.
Amen.
And I believe that everything that you position yourself to do for that country, God is going to grant the desire of your heart, and the will of God will come to pass. Thank you, DSA.
In Jesus' name. Thank you so very much. Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Great.
God bless you, sir.
Well, what this is for the people who want to call to the program. The way to call is to go to Facebook Messenger. When you get to Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents. Move Agents. When you get to Move Agents Matic, just write to us that you would like to call, and we will call you back. Move Agents Matic. Say you want to call to the program, and we'll call you back on Facebook Messenger. Well, concerning fear, that people are entertaining fear, and that is why they are opposing this thing. I agree. But if there is anything that I've accomplished, and my activities have accomplished since I've started, I think it is the fear factor. I think God has helped me to break the fear factor in a lot of people. A lot of people couldn't challenge the pastors and the GOs, but now, see, every day people are challenging and exposing pastors, and that is because the fear has been dealt with. I think we have a caller. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, DSA.
Yes, sir.
This is Uchi Ajebu from Aberdeen.
From Aberdeen, from Scotland. You called the last time.
Yes,
yes. I remember you.
Just want to thank you, and it is indeed beautiful listening to the imagination of Brother Israel Balogun. he sure did have the imagination. What I just want
Speak
to
louder,
add,
Uche.
Yeah, just what I just needed to add to all this is Nigerians, typical Nigerian, have this defeatist mindset. We tend to look at a job instead of the picture of the finished work. When we look at the job, we are scared, we are afraid. We begin to think of the input, what we are going to put in to clear it. We are not actually looking at the overall project, the finished article. And that's why when they look at what you are saying, they look at your dream, they don't see the end result, they don't see the picture. What they see is the labor that will go into it, what needs to be done, instead of looking at the overall picture. But then the question is, what did they think when the scripture talk about God declaring the end from the beginning?
Yes.
He saw the end before even begin it. If you don't see the end, then you can't even begin.
Yes.
So, but the thing is, people tend to look at the beginning of it. The imagination is seeing lot of bricks from a collapsed building, and everywhere was littered. Somebody come in and begin to say, oh, how long will it take to clear all these things? It is going to be a tedious job. But another person come in and begin to look at a big edifice that is standing in that place. He's not even looking at those debris everywhere. He's just looking at, he's seeing the new edifice that occupy that central stage. So the other labor will be a labor of love.
Yes.
He's going to see beyond it. And we keep on saying, oh, we will do this. Nigeria will be good. We cannot look beyond the job. But the scripture also talks about Jesus. Didn't he say, who for the joy that was set before him? He saw the joy. He endured the cross.
Yes.
If you don't see the joy, you cannot endure the cross.
Yes, sir.
Until someone is able to see the joy and look at the end of it and say, if I see this end, the cross doesn't matter. I can take it. Some time ago, I was speaking to a group of believers. I said to them, what you do not see, you cannot see. You have to first of all see it in the spiritual. You have to imagine it before you can really see it in the physical. Like I've listened to you and Dr. Aniot, each time you speak, you talk about everything that we see today begin with the imagination of someone.
Yes, sir.
It was, and then he designed it, and then it was produced. It became a physical thing that we can touch, we can relate with. So, sir, I want to say I don't have any doubt that this vision you have will become a reality. It doesn't require 20 million or 40 million doubters.
Yes.
To become a reality. all it requires will just be maybe some 300 or 500 of us.
Yes.
Who can see the finished article and believe in it and commit to it. Jesus didn't go and begin to look for 20 million people to believe him, to believe so that the world will be changed. He took 12 with him, and then the 120 at the upper hand, and then the rest is history. So, as far as I'm concerned, we are not mindful of what people think. Whether they don't believe it, whether they believe it will be done or it will not be done. As far as we are concerned, it is done.
Yes.
We have seen the end of it, and we work towards it. Where we stop, our children will continue.
Amen.
Yes. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Uche, this is not just Uche. You are a pastor. I'm sure you are a pastor, even though you didn't present yourself as a pastor. But I'm sure you are a pastor.
Yes, indeed, I am.
You see? And a deep one at that.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
We are encouraged. To be honest, we're encouraged with your vision, your vision, what you've been bringing about, and people are buying into it. Those that will buy it. Those that will doubt it. But we are not worried about those that doubt. Focusing on what is ahead of us, and we keep marching forward.
Yeah.
Let your faith be strong, because there are many hiding in different locations who shares with the same vision that you share, and by his grace we will make it. Thank you, sir, and God bless.
You, sir. Thank you so very much, Pastor. Wow, beautiful, strong word. Well, yeah, the pastor just said everything. And yeah, okay, for example, today somebody sent me a video about Enyimba free economic zone also. Enyimba. So there is a trade and economics, there is a city. It's going to be a city, a whole city in the east. They call it Enyimba free economic zone city or something like that. Very big, very, it's just like what I'm talking about now, basically. But it's just for, the zone. And I said, but somebody dreamt about that, and now it's already, even the federal government is financing it. and it's coming to pass. So I have my own dream too. And do we have a caller? Hello? Is the person there?
Yeah, hello, dear sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. That is Peter.
Peter from Belgium, sir.
Yes, nice to hear your voice, sir.
Dear sir, I just want to let you know I am your product, and the dream you have already coming to pass. It's not that you are still dreaming; it's coming to pass already. And I also know there are challenges when you have a dream. You have already know many things about you. A lot of things that the way you not many. If I say many things, like your character, when you take a decision with your books, with your teaching, and I just want to first of all commend Brother Israel for the title of what he's asking. Is commendable. So there has to be a challenge, and also there are purpose, there are reasons that you are still in Ukraine, because there are so many things God wants to use you to know, to prepare. Now to talk about Nigeria, the difficult that you face in Nigeria are difficult. I know there will be difficult. There are challenges, of which 30 or 40%, to my calculation estimate, you have already broke it to 40% of the challenge.
Amen.
Why do I say that?
Amen.
You know, I speak with people. I speak with people every day. I have a group of families, a group of friends, especially in Nigeria, that I'm speaking to, that I'm sending money to for data to listen to your message. And it's not going to be difficult, because first of all, you started with the breaking the gene, the obstacle, the cause of our Christianity in Nigeria, and that have really opened so many people's eyes. That fear have already gone. So because it's the people that goes to church, they are the government. We are the citizens of Nigeria. 85% of 85 million Nigeria or 90 million Nigeria are Christians. But some of them are confused. They don't know what to do anymore. They just, every morning, they just go, every day they go to church, every Saturday, every Friday, every Sunday they go to church, because they don't know where to fall to. But alternative is already there. Your word is gaining ground. Your message, GSA, is getting ground in Nigeria. I don't want to talk about the whole of Africa or Africa continent. Your word is gaining ground in Nigeria. I know for a fact. I understand what I'm talking about. There will be less of obstacle the way people have, maybe the way people would think, because the power of those GOs has already reduced, because they have failed for 40 years. For 24-hour miracle, they have failed. For every Friday night's vigil, they have failed. Every gathering of every month in Redeem, they have failed. Every beginning of year of doing have failed. The people are waiting for the true message. The true message is the message, dear say, you have put out there for the transformation of Nigeria, and for the mission or the dream to come to pass. It's not going to be any work. You have done everything, DSA. You have done. I don't know how to explain it, or how to say it. My uncle, that is a pastor, that when I started listening to you, he was writing me and making me fear not to listen to you, or maybe not to do the program I'm doing. But today, I have a proof of that. It's on my phone. He's praying for me, and he's changing as well. He's listening to your message. In his church, he created a group, because he created a group message, sending your messages every day. I select the message, and some of his members were now writing negative stuff about it. I see everything they are writing. I'm seeing it, and he told them to stop. They should try to be listening to those messages. That he gave order for authority for the person that is sending the messages. So, in other words, I'm telling you, DSA, you have done a great work. God, I don't know how to express it. There will not be the obstacle the way people think, because people are just waiting to see the right thing. To accept Nigeria there are people that even some people have locked long time in a darkness, but when the light comes, darkness will just disappear. That is what people are waiting for. I know people will be talking, people are saying, when you started talking about the churches, people were everywhere. Today, everybody, every corner in Nigeria, people are not talking about GOs, criticizing them, saying a lot of things. That is the confidence that I have, because I don't do anything. I don't do other thing every day. I don't do anything every day. What I listen and listen to your messages, and everybody that I know, people that I know, are beneficial. They are benefiting on your messages, DSA. It will not be difficult. It will not be difficult when you arrive in Nigeria, because we are waiting. People are waiting. People are tired. They are tired of suffering. They are tired of manipulation. They are tired of causing a battle with witchcraft every day. They are tired of so many things. So, and I believe your message is different. There's nothing those GO can do, even though they said they give any name of satanic word. Even though they give it, it will not work. Even though you are, they said devil incarnate or whatever, I don't know, all the name they want to use, it will not work. Because they have failed for 40, 50 years. They have failed. They have put the people into bondage, and people want to leave. They don't know what to do, but the message of truth is already hitting Nigeria. It's already hitting ground. I believe, and I know that. I know it will not be difficult, DSA, because I'm at work. I just feel there's no way I could resist not to call today. That is the reason I'm calling right now.
Thank you,
because
Peter.
I just left my place of work.
Very strong.
Thank you very much for the good work you are doing, DSA. Your work, your dream, all that you planned is coming to pass.
Amen.
Nothing will stop it.
Amen.
Nothing will stop it.
Thank you,
DSA,
sir,
for the good work. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. For people who want to call, just go to Facebook Messenger. When you get to Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents. Move Agents, one word. Move Agents Matic in front of it. And then you can write to us, say, I want to call or I want to contribute. And then they will call you back. Meanwhile, for people who want to come because we have stopped doing HMT, so if you want to be a part of HMT, you can join this group from Korea. So we have this Korean group that is coming. The HMT in January will be from the 13th to the 17th of January. So if you want to be a part of it, write to us to guest@godembassy.org. guest@godembassy.org or pastor@godembassy.org. I think we have a caller now. Hello.
Hello, sir.
My dear Mabel.
Oh, yeah, my beloved brother DSA.
Yeah.
You know, don't blame people for saying...
Make sure you speak into your device and louder, please.
Okay. Is it clear enough now?
Yes.
Okay. I don't blame people when they say you are a dreamer. They are even saying the truth.
Yes.
Because what do we understand faith to be?
Yeah.
We don't. Because if we know what faith is even dreaming.
Yeah.
Because faith is bringing what is not visible to visible.
Yeah.
And when you dream, what are you doing? You are trying to bring what is not seen to reality.
Yep.
So if we know what you are doing, and if they have the knowledge you have, anybody coming to say you don't know what you are saying is just spreading a lot of ignorance unknowingly. But let them keep challenging you and let them keep washing that dirty linen in the public. You are a man that knows that first, the secret of all triumph. You are the one, you know that. And you know that nothing stops you from getting anything. when you are determined to do that. We only know Abraham as a father of faith. God multiplied him, God did this, God did that. But look at the life principle you brought out of Abraham's life. You know that there will be obstacles in life. You know that there is no instant result to anything, but it will surely come. I wish our people know who you are. They don't know you, but it's good. Let them dream it. When you even say political aspect of our country will be a problem to you, I don't believe you. You know why? Because I know you know how to make things happen.
Yes.
Oh, sure. I know you know how to make things happen. If that's going to be a problem, you know how to work around it, and
Yes.
it will happen.
Yes.
You'll be a part of it, and it will work. So
Amen.
I just called to let you and I wish they will know what God has given to this world, this generation we are in now. I wish they will know it. But whether they know it or not, when Israel was saying, are you not scared? Are you not afraid that this thing might not work? If God has sent you, He's gonna equip you.
Amen.
Why do I say He will? Why do I say He will equip you? You have the knowledge already that God is not gonna put any food in your hand, but He will be there because He said, "I will walk with you. I will bless the work of your hand."
Yes.
The moment you know the work you have at hand, God is definitely gonna bless it, and nobody should be afraid for you whether you're gonna succeed. I, for one, knows that you will over succeed.
Amen.
If nobody believes you, I believe you. So I know you know what you're saying. Knowledge dissolves mystery. Whatever we are calling history, whatever we are calling mystery, knowledge will dissolve it. From you. DSA, you won't believe I can read a book I will get a book and it might take me 1 year. I might not even finish it. DSA, I'm challenging myself to read your book, two books a week.
Wow.
From Kindle Unlimited.
Wow.
That's what I'm challenging myself to do now. Courtesy of who you are. Courtesy of the life you brought in me. Courtesy of you telling me that I can do it. Courtesy of you telling me that I'm a co-creator with God. That if I don't create anything in this world, that I'm a disgrace to humanity. And somebody will tell me you don't know what you're doing. Unless I take my real money and give to somebody to wait for miracle money, how foolish could I be? How on earth could any human being live on this earth without bringing any product, without fulfilling their life purpose? DSA, the life I have lived, I think, I keep telling my children, they say, no, you have a good children. I said, but it's your life. What have I done? Anybody can give birth to children. Children can go to school. What have I done as a human being?
Yeah.
DSA, your life in me is giving me a lot of challenge. It is giving me, I have wasted my life for this generation for not producing any iPad for them. Only Steve Jobs did.
Yeah.
And somebody will stand up, not knowing that you don't have any product to give to this generation. You are a disgrace to any humanity.
Yeah.
DSA, thank you for awakening us. Thank you for making us stand up. Thank you for telling us that yes, we can. And I believe we can. Thank you so much, DSA. Innocent Balogun, you are really imagining things. And from imagination, reality comes. I hear you, bro. Keep
Thank
it
you.
up. Thank you so much, DSA.
Thank you so much, Shinwe, Mabel Shinwe. Thank you so very much. Do we still have callers? Okay, we still have callers. For you to call into the program, just go to Facebook Messenger. When you get to Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents. Move Agents. And when you get to Move Agents, write that you want to call, that you want to contribute. And people will call you back so you could contribute. For the people who want to join, who want to get my books, you can get them on Amazon. And if you are registered on Amazon Unlimited or Kindle Unlimited, you can read all my books for free. If you are in Nigeria, go to a website that is called dsabooksplanet.com. dsabooksplanet.com. You'll be able to get my books there. Who is there? We have a caller now?
Hello, DSA. This is Adiola.
Hello, Sister Adiola.
Good evening.
I need you to speak louder or to speak directly into your device, please.
Okay, is it better now?
Not much.
What is wrong? I'm speaking directly into the
Now is
device.
better. Now is better.
Okay. Thank you so much for all you're doing.
Just maintain that tempo.
Okay, then. Thank you so much. You've really, really dealt with today's issue very, very well. You know what, DSA? Your dream is coming into reality. Now, you know what you've done? You've taken fear out of the people and you've put fear into their biggest dad. I'm telling you, this time last year, Redeemed G.O. Adeboye, could not prophesy as he usually does. He had to say, I'm going to do it in quote, so that they
in parable, yes.
Yeah. Before, he will just come out and blah, 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 and utter, and then people will start running after that prophecy. But last year, he couldn't. So if you have created fear in the head of all, their father of them in Nigeria. So this job is taking place. This mission is going to be effective. It's going to happen. All of them, all the GOs, all the bishops, you've created fear in them. They had to caution all their pastors to mind what they preach now. You've done more than enough. If that is all you can do, you've done more than enough for this generation. Whatever will follow, whatever the good of this, your mission is coming out very well. There is nothing more. And that's what I just want people to know that don't you people take note of your surroundings in your country when Gio, who cannot be, he doesn't fear nobody, just come out, tell them breathe tight, tell them do this. That he started having fear himself. You've done more than enough good job. There's nothing else to do more. To me, I just watch silently. I say, my God, this is taking place. This is happening now. I tell you, the GOs, the bishop, they are afraid of you now. If that is all you do with this thing, you've done more than enough for this generation. They don't need anything. They will all conquer every other ground will be taken and taken from all of them, because the ill they've done in that society. Yes, if you go home, you are still here. If you go home and see it in your koro eyes, as you always say, you will cry before you even want to start the work. I'm telling you, I go home regularly. I had to cancel my trip last minute because I say, hang on, I'm going home. Not that I have anything doing. I'm only going on holiday. No. I need to do something else, because I'm really bleeding for them. I have to send money home for them to sort themselves out, and I don't want to see what I see every year anymore. So your work is good. Thank you. Your dream is the best dream. You say everybody, I have my own dream. You should all start having a dream, not DSA's dream only. You have your dream. You know what you want. We all should, as we are following you, we all have dreams of what we want Nigeria to be, and it's for the better. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so very much. Grateful. Yeah, I was thinking that if we are talking about fear, I think that one of the greatest accomplishments of what I've done is that it is removing the fear. It is breaking the spirit of fear that has held down the Nigerian church for so long, and that people are now speaking out, and then breaking of the plague of silence. I know it's not total yet, it's not absolute yet, but at least we're starting to see that people are speaking out, especially on the Facebook and internet, and more people are speaking out. So for those of you who still want to come for HMT in Ukraine, January 13 to 17 is the next HMT. I think we have a caller now. Hello?
Hello, DSA. How are you? Plutonic from Minnesota.
Tony?
Plutonic.
Plutonic! You've not called for a while.
Yeah, DSA, I'm following. My white son and they're following. When we do on our critical thinking, we don't need to be calling there.
That's right.
Sitting down, doing our solitude critical thinking.
Yes.
Now people talking that DSA is dreamer.
Yes.
I just called to let you know we all DSA family. We are big dreamer and we'll continue. and we will continue dreaming. So when you're talking about dreamer in history, DSA said Jesus Christ is a dreamer.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King was a dreamer. That what caused me to come from Liberia and live in America with a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nelson Mandela was a dreamer.
Yeah.
He had great dream from Africa. We saw Rose Park. Because of Rose Park, I can ride the public transportation now in the USA.
Yes.
Right now I can ride a bus.
Yes.
So we have a lot of dreamer. Henrietta Tubman, she said she could free many slaves.
Yes.
If only they thought they were slaves. So they were all dreamers. And we're talking about Washington Carver, the black men that turned Filipinos into many products. So DSA, we following you, we love you, we care for you, and I like the way you broke of the fake pastor, because people in Africa were taking fake pastor as God or as Jesus.
Yes.
And you, Mayowa, Daddy Freeze, your win and you broke that win. That we don't look at pastor anymore. This morning, me and my wife were discussing. I said, my wife, people in Africa even paying tithe. They even paying tithe and offering for the children. Why are they paying it for the children? Why are they paying it for the kids? Or they paying it for the kids to get blessing? Which kind of blessing will they get? Yes, because now the pastor wants somebody to born 10 children in the church. That 10 children is going to pay 10 different times for that 10 children, and he's getting more money in his pocket. Sorry to say, because it's the truth. So all these things, yes, and we're talking about generation costs. That if we broke that record on generation costs, the generation cost of going on, what will happen to Germany for killing so many Jews?
Yeah.
Germany is the #1 production country in the world right now. The truth.
Yeah.
What will happen to America or the West for bringing so many Africans as slaves?
Yeah.
They are the #1 country in the world in production.
Yeah.
So generation cut is a 419 lie from the pit of hell. From the pit of hell. So DSA, man, we just say thank you. Sorry, I got a bar call right now in Minnesota. If I don't call today to say thank you for everything, my wife got the DSA library. She read your books a lot.
Yeah.
She read your books. So before I talk to my wife, I got to think twice. I got to think twice, because if you're having a DSA woman in your house, you got to think twice. You have to question everything. So I have to question everything, where we eat, where we drink, how we take care of the children, how we clean the house, everything, man. DSA, I just think, because I told you, me and my wife, we love to wash dishes. We wash dishes, we'll be fighting to clean out the house. Every man work, woman work, any work, we do it together as a family, as a team. So DSA, thank you. People say we're dreaming, we are dreaming, and the dream is working. So African, we'll continue to dream. DSA, take care. Bye. And happy Thanksgiving to all Americans. Bye.
Thank you so very much. Wow, beautiful, platonic, wonderful, wonderful, brilliant. Well, I was saying that we have HMT coming up in January. If you want to join that HMT, you write to guest@godembassy.org, or you could write to hmt@godembassy.org. So just let us know. Or you could write us, just write me in my Facebook, inbox me in Facebook if you want to join the HMT that's coming up from 13th to 17th of January. Well, I think we have another caller, right? Is he ready?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. This is Solomon Raj, doctor.
Solomon, how are you, bro?
Also, I'm doing fine.
Have you been listening to The Dreamer?
Oh, yeah, Joseph the Dreamer. I call you Joseph the Dreamer now.
Yes, yes. Yes.
So, I was listening to Israel's questions.
Yeah.
And they was really talking about fear, doubt, but which is, I think, is normal, because even when you started, it was just 1-2 people that believed in your vision, and today we have thousands that actually believed in your vision now. So with time, more people will believe. It's not the issue of we have doubters. Definitely there must be doubters. And if we that have believed in your vision we can unite, that means it's going to be possible. Secondly, you've talked about the government, that your biggest fear is the politician. I felt you've dealt with it already, because you said you don't even need the federal government spending in this project.
Yes.
So since you don't need their money, the only thing they will be fighting for is the money. That will be their biggest fear, that, oh, you want to come and, they now start investing money to you. But you now said you don't need you don't need their money at all.
We don't.
So with that, they will even relax a little bit. Because their biggest fear is nothing but the money. And that you've dealt with. So I think more people are believing in you than ever before. And I believe in the nearest future, more will also believe.
Amen.
What you're doing. And thank you for the hope you've given to us. And this is why we joined the Millionaires Club, to make a big difference.
Yes. Thank you, Solomon. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you
All
so
right.
very much. Great talk. Great talk. Well, if you don't believe it, try to read it. You don't even need to believe. Just try to read this book and see what makes DSA to think that Nigeria could become the greatest country in the world. And that is what this book is about, how to make Nigeria the greatest country in the world. And the second book there says how the Nigerian economy can overtake the American economy. I believe we can. And, is it going to happen in my lifetime? I hope it might not, but at least I've stated my own vision there and the way to bring it to pass. If we will abide by the principles that are in that book, I'm sure we can see it in my own lifetime. So right now, I think that will be the end of the calls. If there are no more people calling, please go and get the books on Amazon or on DSABooksplanet.com or on Okada Books. And if you want to come for the History Makers training in January from 13 to 17, let us know. You can just write to guest@godembassy.org or hmt@godembassy.org. So thank you so much for your time. Peace.